Hi, everyone. So we are going to be correcting our CFA from last Friday. It was the poetry CFA that was from over what the page says. So if you have not taken this CFA, you need to get off this video right now. So basically what we are going to do is go through each individual question. You're going to have two questions per each question. So it's going to ask you in the text, what is the answer to like number one? And then you are going to have to explain your answer to number one. So for you to get 80 points, so even if you made a 20, you can correct up to an 80. You will need to do this video and you will need to do it correctly. I will give you some points, but if you do not write it in complete sentences, I will give you absolutely 0 points. So just keep that in mind. So the first question that we're going to look at is number one. So what is most likely the reason the poet uses an exclamation point at the end of a poem? So let's go look at the end of the poem. So it says, like a runner with the start of the race, charged with excited, ready to join the pace, fully certain of a job well done. Hello words. Hello victory! Exclamation point. So when I read this, I'm looking at excitement and a job well done. So this is telling me that this is some type of positive thing. And why I'm saying it or looking for something positive or negative is because when I look at my answer choices, I can do a little bit of a test. So the first one says to indicate the speaker is done sharing his ideas in writing. So I think about the use of an exclamation point, and the use of an exclamation point is typically to show some type of emotion. So if he was just done with writing, he could have just put a period there. So I don't think it's going to be A. B, to show the speaker's annoyance with the process of writing. Like I said, when you look back up here, it's talking about a job well done and running a race and excitement. So that's not a negative thing, it's a positive thing. And when I think about annoyance, I think of negativity. So it will not be answer choice B. To highlight the speaker's issues with the page. So again, I think when it talks about issues, it's going to be talking something that is negative. So yet again, that part of the passage was positive. So I'm looking for a positive answer. And it says to emphasize the speaker's excitement about finally having words to write. So this tells me here that it's probably a positive thing because it talks about excitement. And I think, can an exclamation point show excitement? It can. So that is probably answer choice D is probably going to be my answer choice. So you need to go select that answer. And then after that, you need to write why D is the correct answer. Remember to write it in a complete sentence. A good sentence stem to start is the poet most likely uses an exclamation point to show that. And then you can explain your answer. So looking at number two, the simile in the last stanza of the poem creates a sense of. So when it's talking about creating a sense, that's creating a tone or mood. So let's look at that last stanza again. So it says, but wait, what is this? Here it comes, an idea, quickly marching words, all in a line, stepping forward, with order and grace. And now there forms in my mind a sentence screaming for the page, urgent to leap to that first line, like a runner at the start of a race, charged with excitement, ready to join the pace, fully certain of a job well done. Hello words, hello victory. So when I'm thinking about this part of the passage, guys, I'm thinking it has kind of a positive connotation because it's talking about the words are finally making it to the page. So let's see what the simile in the last stanza says. So we know that a simile is a comparison using like or as. And it says, like a runner at the start of a race, charged with excitement. So that tells me it's probably not going to be despair because it's talking about it in a positive light, and despair is a negative word. So I can already knock answer choice D out. When I think of acceptance, that's somebody approving something. And it's not talking about it being approved in any way. So I don't think it's that one. And then affection is showing closeness with somebody. And I don't think it's talking about anyone else. So I don't think that it could be affection. And even if you look back at the textual evidence, it probably would be victory, because even at the very end, it talks about the word victory. So that one's based on textual evidence. So the correct answer is F. You need to go answer why the correct answer is F. A good sentence stem to use is the simile in the last stanza of the poem helps create a sense of, and you're going to tell me why F is the correct answer. Based on the last stanza, the reader can conclude that the speaker wants to write about winning a race, hopes to finish writing soon, has began expressing ideas freely, or D, hopes to enjoy learning organizational skills. So when I look at this, it's asking on the last stanza, we can conclude, or what can we draw from that last stanza? So does it wants to write about winning a race? So when I go here, it says, but wait, what is this? Here it comes an idea, quickly marching words, all in a line, stepping forward, now with order and grace. So that's not talking about running. That's talking about a line of words marching. So that first answer choice is already knocked out for me. Hopes to be finished writing soon. See, this gives it a negative connotation, and it's talking positively, like good things are happening quickly. So I don't think that it would be B. C, it has begun expressing ideas freely. So it's kind of talking about all the different rush of ideas. So maybe that could possibly be our answer choice. And then D, hopes to learn organizational skills. I don't think that you could find any textual evidence in that stanza that proves any type of wanting for a organizational type. So that tells me that my answer choice is going to be B. So you need to answer, or I apologize, the answer is C, expressing ideas freely. So you need to tell me why the answer C is correct. Number 4. Read the following lines from the poem. But what does the page know of that secret, silent soul sitting in the center of me? What does the imagery in these lines suggest about the speaker? So the speaker feels relieved that he is able to accomplish a goal. So here it's not even really talking about a goal of any type on answer choice F. So I can probably knock that one out. G, the speaker can be defiant when he gets frustrated. So it's saying, but what does the page know? So when I think of somebody being like, well, what do you know about me? That tells me it's kind of defiant or aggressive. So that possibly could be my answer. The speaker is more than happy to share his ideas. So when it's talking about a secret, silent soul, I don't think that sounds very positive. It sounds more like on the negative side. So I don't think it's talking about being more than happy. And then the speaker is open to discussing his frustrations. So when I look at that answer choice, I'm like, okay, is he frustrated? I don't really see words that lead me to frustration. It's just saying that it's kind of secretive or silent. So when I look at this answer choice, I know that my answer choice is B, because that was the only one that had textual evidence with that secret and silent soul. So you need to go ahead and pick answer choice G. And then you need to answer why that is the correct answer. When looking at number 5, the imageries in line 20 through 24 of the poem creates a sense of gloom, loneliness, beauty, or arrogance. So I am just going to go ahead over here and say, okay, is gloom a positive or negative word? Negative. Loneliness, negative. Beauty, positive. Arrogance is a negative word. So now I'm going to go look at lines 20 through 24. So I go up here. And it says, in lush gardens, words will bloom up all around you, flowering your thoughts, coloring your world with a myriad of ideas and brilliant hues. So this seems like a pretty positive thing. It's talking about flowers and colors and ideas being brilliant. So I would say that the only answer choice that makes sense is beauty, because it has the only positive connotation out of all of the answer choices. So my answer choice is going to be C. Now you're going to explain to me why. Number 6, read these lines from the poem. Here it goes again. That ghostly blank page, staring me down, glaring at me in defiance. Here, the page says, place your words here. This highlights the speaker's discomfort because they show that. So the page does not provide the speaker with useful ideas. So when it's talking about the page here, is it giving it any type of ideas? No. So I don't think it's going to be answer choice F. G, the speaker does not feel like writing at that particular moment. So if you look at this, guys, this is coming from the point of view of the page, not the speaker. So that one doesn't even make sense because it's coming from the page's point of view. So it can't be G. The page appears to be taunting the speaker. So when I think of taunting, that's like kind of making fun of it. So here it goes again, that ghostly blank page staring me down, glaring at me. So think about somebody who taunts somebody else. They're kind of giving them mean looks. They're, kind of making fun of them in a way. So that definitely could be my answer choice. And then J, the speaker is unsure where to write his thoughts. So yet again, this is coming from the point of view of the page, not the speaker. So it can't be J. So that makes the answer choice H. Go ahead and select that and then answer why H is the correct answer. Make sure to write it in a complete sentence. Now look at number 7. What is the intention of the rhetorical questions in stanza 4? So remember that rhetorical questions are questions that are asked, but they don't necessarily need to be answered. So when I go look back in stanza 4, start with any scribble and soon the ideas will form. Oh, wait, actually, I was incorrect. But what does the page know of that secret? Silent soul sitting in the center of me, the frozen one, the defiant little imp who refuses to speak, that smug, sassy, sage, and demanding page with all its bald and boring blankness, and how to find the key to unlock inside me with a treasure chest chock full of brilliant words and thorny thoughts. So when I look at that answer choice, I'm saying, okay, is it showing the poet's personality? So when I look at here, back at stanza 4, it's actually talking about the page. It's not talking about the speaker. So it can't be that answer choice. The next one says, to emphasize how little the speaker cares about the topic. If you look back in stanza 4, it doesn't talk about it talks about attitude. It doesn't talk about what it cares about. So it can't be B. And it says C, to highlight the speaker's positive feelings about the topic. So if I go look back at stanza 4, it has a lot of really negative words like secret silent soul, frozen, defiant, refuses to speak, smug, sassy, demanding, bald, boring. These are all negative words. So I don't think it's talking about positive things if it's giving me negative words. So the last one is to convey the speaker's strong-willed personality. So can I go prove that? Strong-willed personality. So I think of somebody that's strong-willed, and I'm like, is somebody that is strong-willed like smug and sassy? Probably so. So that one probably seems like my correct answer. So the correct answer is going to be D, to convey the speaker's strong-willed personality. Now you need to go answer why that is correct in a complete sentence. 8. What does the poet's use of a metaphor in stanza 2 suggest? So we know a metaphor is a comparison that is not using like or as. So I'm going to go back to stanza 2 and say, start with any scribble and soon the ideas will form. Words will come up marching up the walls, little soldiers bearing ideas, pacing all around you. So it's comparing like words to soldiers. So looking at my answer choices, it says ideas can overwhelm writers. So when I think of overwhelming somebody, it's probably a negative thing. And here it's just saying that your ideas are marching up. They're your clever companion. So when I think of a companion and a famous friend, I'm not thinking that I'm overwhelmed because friends and companions are good things. So it can't be that answer choice. Exercise helps readers develop their thoughts. So at that point, you just miss the point of the metaphor. It's not talking about an actual like marching that you're doing or anybody else is doing. So that means you just missed the metaphor. So it's not answer choice G. H, writers depend on others to complete their work. Again, you're missing the metaphor. It's saying that words are helpers in your paper, not necessarily people are doing the work for you. And then words help writers generate ideas. So it compares words here to little soldiers. And so it's saying like soldiers are being helpful towards you. So that is going to make it answer choice J. So the answer choice is J. Now you need to go explain to me why answer choice J is correct. Make sure to do that in a complete sentence. 9. The poet uses a dash at the end of line 27 too. So we're going to go up to line 27. Sitting in the center of me, dash. So when I look at sitting in the center of me, I'm like, okay, so we have a dash here. I know that hyphens typically are a connector of some sort. So let's look at it. Separate a compound word at the end of the line. So what the word me is not a compound word. A compound word is going to be something like race car, something where you're going to put two words together. So we're not putting me together with anything else, so you do not need a hyphen there. B, alert the reader about the importance that the line that follows. So I don't think it would have a hyphen to show that, just for the fact that usually that means that whatever thought you had didn't end, or that it is trying to link up with what's going next. So it's not going to be answer choice B. C, expand upon what wrote in the lines previously. So when it's saying expand upon, it's linking to. So I said hyphens usually have the job of linking to something else. So it's probably going to be that answer. Or D, show the reader that that is the end of the line. You can do that with punctuation. You don't need that with a hyphen. Like I said, the hyphen is typically used to link something together. So that's going to make it answer choice C. So you need to explain why answer choice C is correct. Make sure to write it in a complete sentence. And the last is, which type of figurative language is represented in lines 1 through 4? So personification, as we all know, is giving human-like or person-like qualities to words or phrases. So it's going to be lifelike or human-like. A metaphor is a comparison not using like or as. A simile is a comparison using like or as. And a hyperbole is an extreme exaggeration. So let's go see what's in lines 1 through 4. Here it goes again, that ghostly blank page, staring me down, glaring at me in defiance. So it's basically saying that the paper has eyes. So that tells me that it is a human-like quality. And like we said, personification is human-like qualities, a metaphor is a comparison, a simile is a comparison, and a hyperbole is a word that is an extreme exaggeration. So personification seems like the correct answer because metaphor is not. There is no comparison being made there. A simile, we didn't see the keywords like or as, so we can knock that one out. And a hyperbole is going to say something like, someone is as big as a barn. So literally somebody can't be as big as a barn. So personification is really the only one that makes sense. So that is going to be answer choice F. Now you need to go answer why answer choice F is correct and make sure to use a complete sentence.